So, who is this for? The 50-30-20 strategy is for anyone. So, if you're looking to start saving for the first time and it's a totally new concept for you, this is for you. If you're wanting to just strategize how you're spending, you're seeing that, you're a little bit lenient on what you spend and want to button that up a little bit better, this is for you. Or if you've already been saving and you kind of need to go back to basics and revisit and see how you're doing. I know that I found it useful when I had already started saving and noted that when I happened to go back, I said, oh, here, revisiting everything, I can actually make these changes. So we will have this 50-30-20 template on the last page. So you can start implementing your very own easy money making plan that's unique to you. So this is a very personal plan that you'll be making for yourself. And then most importantly, it's remember. So this is a plan, but executing that plan, that is what's going to give you results that you're looking for. So you're saying, what is the 50-30-20 rule? So the 50-30-20 budget strategy was not invented by me. And you might have actually heard of this 50-30-20 rule. So it's a rule of thumb. If not, you can go ahead and take a look online for yourself and research budget strategies. I'm a big advocate that you can go ahead and research for yourself. Don't just take my word for it. So this is an easy way to start building some savings, create disciplined money habits that will reward you in the short term and the long term for more financial options. And how many times have we had instances where we just feel stuck because we can't do something because we don't have the money for it? So this 50-30-20 rule of thumb will help you come up with a plan on how to approach this, how to set yourself up better, and then executing on the plan. And I'm emphasizing here on executing that plan, because we can have a plan, but those are just thoughts. So executing it will bring the results that you're looking for. So how to do the 50-30-20 rule? So 50-30-20 refers to these three categories of how you use your money. So it's divided into needs, wants, and saving. So 50% of your income is going to go to needs. 30% of your income goes to wants. And 20% of your income goes to savings. So here are some examples that I've included here on this template. So under 50% of your income goes to needs. Examples, it's things like rent, utilities, groceries, car payments. These are things that you absolutely need to pay for. There's no doubt about it. There's no question. It's things that you need in order to live. The 30% of your income goes to wants. The examples are, these are things that we would desire, but we don't necessarily need these things in order to survive. So dining out, that's a luxury versus getting groceries and making a meal at home. And entertainment. In reality, we don't really need these things. These are desires. These are our wants. Same thing, clothes, vacations. Obviously, with clothes, you'll see with this, it's all very personal to you. So, yes, clothes, say you rip shirts or pants and then you need a couple of them. Well, that's a necessity. But here in general, that if we have the basics and then we want to go on a splurge and buy clothes, then that would fall under wants. So you kind of get the picture here. And this is all very personal to you. So notice here how the car payment can be a necessity to go to work, right? So the car payment will fall under needs. On the other hand, if you live in the city where there's easy public transportation, then a car payment can be a luxury and fall under wants. So if you don't really need a car to get around, that would change, right? So this is all very unique to your situation. And so you're going to look at this and really assess your life and how you're spending your money. So the point is this: the 50-30-20 rule is a very personal to you, but be very honest. about what falls under absolute needs, and then what are your wants. And then be truthful with yourself. You owe it to yourself. This is your plan, this is your life. So continuing on, we had established 50% of your income are needs, 30% of your income goes to wants, and now talking about the 20% of your income goes to savings. So the 20% of your income, you don't touch it. You won't spend it. You're going to save it. And then here's a tip for you. So if you want to make this as easy as possible, you can set up automatic transfers in your bank account with between your accounts, right? So you can easily save yourself the step to consciously think about putting the 20% away, and then you'll be less tempted to not follow through. So just you can have automatic transfers from your checkings, where I'm assuming your income comes in on that account, and then automatically transfer every month, or you can even set the frequency that it'll go to your savings. So the point is that you make it as easy as possible to save, that you're not going to get in the way of yourself. So you will only use your savings for real emergencies once you've established this extra cash on the side. So your car broke down, you popped a tire, lost your job, you have an unexpected medical emergency. So your savings will help you when you've consistently put into it. Remember, you have your plan, you have to put it into action. And then you keep going and going and going. So don't get discouraged if you're putting funds into your savings and then something does come up and you see it go down. So I can totally relate to that. But that's the point, is that you are setting yourself up that you have options when the time comes where you actually have to use it for an emergency. And then they're being used. And then because you keep on saving, then you keep having to replenish that. So you just keep going. So, I mean, life is very unexpected. So this is what it's for. And then, hopefully not much happens that in between the time when you do need it, you are able to establish more funds in there as time goes on so that you can build it. All right, so now it's your turn. You're going to fill this out. So let's use an example of monthly income. Say it's $3,000 per month, right? So the way that you would fill it out is you would put your income times 0.05. That would be the 50%. So if you want to go ahead and calculate that, what you make right now for your income, and then times 0.05, that would be your amount that you would put that you have allocated for your needs. And the same thing for the wants. So you would put your income down times 0.3. So that would be the 30% category. So your income times 0.03 would equal the amount that you have allocated for what goes in your wants. And then this is very important because you see that number, that's what you want to only spend for the things that you want. So if you're a little bit reckless, if you need to tighten it up or just revisit how you're spending your money, looking at this category is really going to give you that number that you pretty much have now in concrete, in a concrete way, how you're going to stick to a number and not overpass that limit, right? So here using the example of $3,000 per month. So the answer here for the 50% of your income goes to needs, it would be 1,500 per month that you have there. So anything like rent, utilities, car payment, groceries, you can put there how much you're spending. So it gives you an idea, right? So it's always really important, and it's kind of an eye opener. It makes it easier once you start doing this and putting it into actual numbers, what you're actually doing, how you've been doing things, and then what you're going to do about it. So the other category for wants. So using the $3,000 a month example, that gives you $900 per month to use for wants, right? So dining out, if you spend $200 a month, entertainment, if you spend $100 a month, so you already have those, and then you can start filling out the rest, right? So again, this is going to be an eye opener. This is going to make you rethink how you're doing things, right? So this is very important. So for anyone who this is like the first time doing this, or you've been very lenient about things, so it's really much putting it on paper with numbers, how you're actually confronting what your reality is and then what you want it to be. So do you feel like your needs far exceed the number that you have for 50% of your income? That's okay. What if you take more out of your wants category and you put that into your needs category? So don't panic if you feel like the number that you're seeing that you have allocated for your needs, it's not enough. What you can do is take out of the wants category. So here's where we need to be honest with ourselves. Where can we make sacrifices? And this is very important because this is for you to focus on your plan, where you want to be, how you want to be financially. So this is going to require discipline. So for example, if you need a little bit of extra cash that goes into your needs to pay towards rent, because now rent seems like it's just going up, right? We can all relate. So what are things that we can do to take away from the wants and drop it into the needs? Do we really have to be dining out? I don't know, like 5, 6 times a week? Can we make food at home more often? So there are some people that they can really primarily cook at home versus dining out. So it's super personal to you. So entertainment, do you do a lot of movies? I'm a at home body, so I don't mind having to stay at home and do things at home for free. Play video games, play Monopoly with my daughter, for example. So it's just different choices that are going to allow you to be flexible here with your plan. So just take a moment, think about it. I'm sure you already have some ideas where that you need to cut or spend less on certain things that you want, right? That you like to do, but you don't necessarily need. So, again, it's always just having to look at yourself, how you're spending, and being honest with yourself. So, if you need to pause this video and take a moment for yourself and think about that, switch some allocated uh, examples or money that you use for wants and then to drop into your needs category, go ahead. So it's important that we develop discipline for ourselves and, most importantly, execute that plan. So here's another tip. You can even take more from uh, savings. So depending on your situation, say you don't really have much to uh, move around, right? So you can even take a little bit from the savings, that number that you have, and still drop it into your needs, right? Um, Also, the opposite effect. Oh, before we go there, is that as long as you're saving something, right? That's that's the most important part, right? So saving something is better than nothing. So don't get discouraged there. And then also, just again, going back to your wants, because it's like, do we really need the things that we're wanting? Do we really need to go to Starbucks? Why can't we make a cup of coffee at home, right? Things like that. So it's just perspective, really. So don't think of it as you're losing things, it's what you're gaining. You take away $1 from yourself, right, from your future, if you spend it now. So making what we feel like might be sacrifices now, so you're pretty much taking away a dollar from yourself in the future. And it's just a matter of perspective. So if we're really focused on this is where we want to be, and we're serious, then it doesn't feel like a loss. It's going to feel like empowerment, because you're actually doing this for yourself. And literally, the dollars, how they move and how you're spending them, it's going to affect what financial situation you're going to be in the future. So if you can think about it that way instead of a loss, that would be really great for you to keep the motivation, keep perspective, and keep the focus. So, and then as you keep doing this, because remember, we talked about being consistent, right? So if you're consistently doing this, it might feel like you might not be doing much, right? But over time, you're going to see that the numbers are going to go up for savings, right? It's going to make a difference. So that's going to give you even more motivation, right? Okay. So here's also another tip. So say, for example, you earn a lot more, right? So, uh, and you're in a situation where you can actually maybe even save even more. That's really great, right? So here's one thing that I kind of personally did, right? So, in order to save even more, so I took from my wants category and dropped it into the savings, right? So, instead of um, spending things on, like, for myself, for example, entertainment, like I don't do movies. I don't really go out, right? If anything, maybe I might buy clothes, handbags. That's one thing that I guess is my vice. But other than that, I don't spend money outside. I would dine out a lot more before, but now with prices increasing, hardly ever, right? So I stick at home. So um, if you're a person that wants to save even more, so if you actually have the 50, the 30, the 20 amount, right? You don't have to just stick to that. You can actually save even more if you actually want to use part of the wants category and drop that money and put it into your savings. So you're actually saving even more and saving faster, right? So really, this is all personal to you. So whether um, you have to be just totally honest with yourself and see, like, okay, can we really afford this? What do we need to do? Or if you're actually having yourself or finding yourself that you're having more money than you thought, right? And you can move things around. So if you want to save and get even faster to your goal of building a huge savings, and then maybe even eventually putting it into investing, then that's even better, right? So this is all, again, just personal to you, what it is that you want, and then putting it into action. So another thing about this money making mindset, remember, this is only one strategy. So if you find yourself realizing that you need more income, or you feel ambitious and you want even more out of life, then you can start thinking about other ways that you can generate more income. This is in addition to your 50-30-20 plan. So, for example, there's digital products you can do. This is a digital product that I made. So, you can do the same thing too with anything. So, you have an interest in something that you like to do for free on your own time right now. What is it that you are doing right now for free that you like doing? You can make money out of that. It's just being creative, and then what knowledge that you have that you can share with others. You can write a book. You can have your savings, so funds that you build over time. You can even invest those savings. So this plan, the 50-30-20 plan, this is not investing. This is just saving. So it's just the basic to get funds that are out there for you in case of emergencies, and then anything else that you want to do above that for a goal that you want to reach, whether that's, if you want to go on a vacation with your family, whether you want to invest and create even more money from that. So when I had started my financial journey, I had no idea what to do. I wanted to talk to somebody. I went to my local bank and say, hey, I'm interested in investing. What can I do? So you can do that yourself. So you have many things you can do. I personally believe that you can use many combined tools for financial success. So you're not confined to one way of being, nor a limited way of thinking. So your current situation does not define you. Your current situation is a result of your past habits. Let that sink in. Your current situation is a result of your past habits. So your future situation will be a result of your new habits you're starting right now. So it's good to look at what situation you're in first, be realistic, assess, and then you can do something about where you want to go. Remember, plans are thoughts, consistent execution will equal results. So you're on the subject of I want to make more income, but where do I start? I know this can seem so daunting after deciding now you're going to go out there and try to make more income for yourself, right? But first, congrats. Be patient with yourself and go one step at a time. You don't have to have it all figured out at any stage. The most important thing is that you just take that first step, and then the next, and then the next, and so forth. Here's one thing that I want to kind of put in your mind, right? Did you know an airplane never gets correctly to its final destination from the start? In fact, airplanes consistently correct their course in order to get to its intended destination. So it just doesn't fly straight to its destination. You would think that, right? They actually always make a mistake, right? And they self correct as they go to their intended destination. That's the same thing for you. That's the same thing for everybody. This journey is yours. Only you know where you want to end up. What does that look like? Do what you like and what interests you, and find a way to make money from it. Don't listen to self doubts. Oh, and you will have self doubts. I have self doubts. The people that I've worked with who have done their jobs in that industry for like 30 plus years, they have doubts. So don't let that stop you. Find something that you're interested in, uh, and you can make money in that niche, right? So be the exception. So, congratulations! I'm so excited for you on your journey. I'm so happy for you. Please stay in touch. I would love to hear how, if this has been of help to you or what your journey is and you want to share. I just love hearing people's stories and how they're succeeding. It's even a motivation for me to hear, what happens for you. So stay in touch and follow me on TikTok and Instagram at AzuNor5 for more future content. Bye, guys.